Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to FJRT Season 3, the Boss Fight Special. So, what are we doing differently for the boss fight this year? Well, let's go ahead and get on down to the Watchtower and the Round Table and see what I have in store for all of you today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Kban, finally outside the tower for once. So, let me let you in on what we're gonna be doing today. This beautiful aircraft behind me is the AFX-XX Balmung 2. It's the UKF's top secret 6th generation fighter. It's a beautiful airplane if you ask me. Anyway, so what is it doing here? Well, this is gonna be the boss fight for our competitors. It has 6th generation technology all rolled up into one beautiful bag. It's got advanced engines and a brand new stealth coating and laser anti-missile systems and oh boy, let me tell you, it's very exciting and very deadly and dangerous. So that's why we're doing everything in simulations today. That's right, no one's getting hurt today. There's no danger whatsoever. Because, I mean, let's be real, we don't want to destroy our brand new prototype. So, how's that gonna work? Well, our competitors are going to be working individually, fighting the boss fighter here. If they manage to score a point by taking down the boss, in that case, that's a win for them. If the boss takes down one of them, that is a point for the boss. At the end of all of our fights today, we're going to tally up who the winners are on each side, and either the competitors or the boss are going to be the ultimate victor. That's all that matters. Fights are going to be best of one, so I hope our competitors bring their A game today. They'll be fighting 3 aircraft, the beautiful looking jet behind me as well as the drone fighter behind me. Well, behind the jet. There's no pilot. It's completely AI controlled and has much of the same weaponry as the main fighter. So, well, good luck to all of our competitors today. They're definitely gonna need it. And, I hope everyone at home enjoys. See you later.
So, here we are for the first fight of the boss round. Let's see, over on the side, as our buddy Kban let us know earlier, we have the AFX-XX Balmung 2, sent in by me, Kaz! That's right, I made this. This is mine. It's very pretty. I like it, it's really nice, and hopefully it'll kick the crap out of our competitors today. And of course, I say that in the nicest possible way. So, along with it, we have the UCAV here with very powerful, very interesting Kestrel missiles. That being said, what are they fighting today? Well, over here for round 1, we have the ADF-01F Falcons and 01M Falcons sent in by Stardust. Very good-looking recreations of the boss plane of Ace Combat fame. Very cool. And they have 2 different paint schemes. As far as I know, they're otherwise identical. And of course, they have the little, they have the Alicorn logo. Why wouldn't they? This is Stardust after all. That being said, let's go ahead and get these planes into the sky for the first round of the boss fight. So as our good buddy Kban let us know at the beginning, these fights will be best of 1. That means all of these competitors have 1 chance, exactly 1 chance, to prove themselves against the boss fighter. Mostly because we had so many damn entrants, otherwise it would have been best of 3. So, I hope they're bringing their A game, because boy, they're gonna need it. And the competition starts. Let's go ahead and hit that autocam. Go ahead and click on one of the Falcons. And we're off. And we already have Kestrel missiles being launched at the Falcons. They're very discerning missiles, as we can see there. Woo! Very nearly not taken over by those flares. R-27 ETs now flying. And already one of the drones have been taken out by the Falcons. A whole hell of a lot of Azrams. And we can see one of the remaining drones proceeding to fire on the Falcon there. Very nasty little tough dogfighters those drones are, armed with dual pulse laser guns. Not actual full power pulse lasers. Pulse laser guns, which are still very powerful. Where's the Balmung in all this? Well, it's way out and coming back in. 6th generation fighter tactics don't tend to enjoy dogfighting, and as a result, the Balmung is designed primarily to be a boom and zoom fighter. Very interesting looking flyby there, the Balmung, as it is firing those Kestrel missiles. That Falcon isn't looking too long for this world. It is continuing to head for the ground. And boom! That's one competitor down. And the drone decides to chase it into the ground. So now we have the Kestrels on the tail of the Falcon here. Almost hits! Missile looping around, trying to come back for another pass. That powerful autocannon. Technically, those are rail cannon or coil guns, to be specific, which are very similar to rail guns. They're very deadly, but not, well, not that super deadly. Falcon could very easily win this by getting that TLS on target. More often than not, the TLS is going to target the cockpit, and if it comes down to a jousting match, well, your nose is facing the enemy. And another hit from those guns. Balmung tuned to actually fight up here at these high altitudes. It can dogfight, but it's not designed to, and it doesn't do it particularly well. And down it goes! The first win for the boss fighter. Let's go ahead and get into our next fight. So this time over on Team 2, or in this case, Team The First Night, we have the apathetic French noises sent in by Ace Verco, the very first winner of the very first FJRT tournament. So, what is this thing packing? Well, it's packing a big, mean gun, the AGU-11 Advanced Gun Pod, which is horrifyingly powerful. And in addition to that, it has some missiles there. It's got Python 5s. Pretty sure those are designed to work with that somehow, prototype 80mm. And then we have Phoenix missiles. So this should prove to be a very interesting fight for the boss fighters. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and start the competition. Good luck to our first night. And competition starts. Let's go ahead and hit that auto cam. We'll slip down to the apathetic French noises to watch it come in. This aircraft can trace its lineage directly from the fighter that won Season 1. And it was a pretty tanky bastard, I remember that. So we'll see if that holds true for this as well. That gun is absolutely terrifying. If it gets on target, it will absolutely eradicate things. Whoa, Kestrel's now flying in. The French noises zipping around. Kestrel hit, not much damage. Those Kestrels, despite the fact they're very nasty missiles, ooh! Look, must have hit the cockpit. The Kestrels actually have a very small blast power compared to a lot of other missiles in the competition. But a direct hit is still a direct hit. Drones now circling like sharks in the water, smelling blood. And in a very fast round, the Balmung claims another victory. That's 2-0 in favor of the boss plane. So here we are on Team Archangel of the Ethereal. These aircraft are sent in by Raven here with the Argent Devil, and the Black Angel sent in by Waffle. We can see this one is based on a B1, and this one over here is an SR-71 or A-12 ox cart, or YF-12. Not quite sure exactly which one, but judging by the shape, I'm going to assume it's more SR-71. So we've got some very big, very nasty engines here on the back of this, as well as it appears an EML. Yes, an EML. And over here on the Argent Devil, we can see that it's got pulse lasers, harms, R-27ETs, and MPBMs, I'm assuming, due to it says sent nukes. They are running with TRTE engines as their primary source of power. These are boom and zoom aircraft, which means they potentially will be able to get an upper hand on the boss fight, just because, well, only one of those is a boom and zoomer. So, anyway, let's go ahead and start that competition. Good luck. You guys are, well, this will be interesting. Hopefully it won't take up half the runtime. And competition starts. Once again, hit that auto cam. I think we're going to go for the Black Angel, because who doesn't love an SR-71? And you may have noticed, at request from people, we have turned on health bars, even though I've never found them to be particularly accurate. It does help show where the enemy is. Nice shot there of the the Blackbird, the Black Angel. As missiles are beginning to fly in. Uh-oh, Balmung, Argent Devil crashed and burned. Must have hit terrain, trying to avoid. Those are very hot engines. Black Angel tried its best to outrun the missiles, just like the SR-71 of old. However, just like modern day, modern munitions can easily outrun something that fast. Another very decisive win for the boss fighters. Is there any hope for our competitors? So this time on Team B, although I guess we could call it Team Q, we have two Mirages. We have the Mirage F1JA sent in by Sidestrafe, very nice looking replica style aircraft, and the Mirage 2000Q sent in by Q is for Question. The first winner of the first episode of this season, and someone who just recently came back after missing for a year. And already ready to submit something for the boss fight. What an absolute friggin' legend, huh? So they've got BK-27s, HPAAs, 4 of them Iris Ts, and Micah IRs. The other over here having 2 Lambs, PL8s, Python 5s, R27ETs, and their gun is called Shoot Bullet. I would imagine it's probably a BK-27, although I'm not quite sure. Looks like that's the gun there. Nope, and they're Aiden cannons, which are actually the ones that are on the Mirage. So, at least it's lore accurate. In any case, good luck to both of these competitors. And they're definitely far enough. We're going to go ahead and start that competition now. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's go ahead and click that auto cam. Go down to one of these aircraft. Looks like we're on the Mirage 2000 sent in by Q. And there goes one of the lambs from the Mirage F1. Those lambs are very scary. You can see the laser anti-missile systems. Ooh, Kestrel coming in. HPAA is now out. Very powerful missiles. Mirage getting hit by the Kestrels. HPAA right up the butt. That's the first major missile hit I've seen. Drones hammering the Mirage. Which one, Kaz? I don't know, they're both named the Mirage. Give me a break. And Q's Mirage goes down, which just means we have the F1, which gets shredded by drones. The Bal itself is wounded, but not quite dead, as a piece of flaming aircraft flies by the drone. Ooh, did we just have a bit of friendly fire? Looked like we might have. Either way, Balmung survives, as well as one drone. Oh boy. Much like a Mirage in the desert, victory for the competitors is seeming, well, kind of tenuous. And they have arrived on the field, the JCS-07 Apex Predators. You should be well and truly familiar with these competitors by now. We have the Scrapyard's Revenge, sent in by Lethal Dose, looking very, very deadly indeed. Carrying a tactical laser system, BK-27s for guns, and R-27 ETs, Micahs, IRs, and several AIM-9Xs. Very, very deadly indeed. And over here, packing a whole lot of heat, we have the Inferno Omega 3, sent in by Android Elite, based quite heavily off of the boss fighter from Fast 2. Except this time, this bad boy came to play with 4 HPAAs, 4 HVAAs, and 2 R-27 ETs, as well as GAU-22 guns. This thing is packing a lot of heat, as I said. Literally, they're all IR missiles. And boy, let me tell you, those missiles are going to hurt if they get hits, that's for sure. So, I am excited. Could this actually be the turning point that our competitors need to get an edge? Either way, let's go ahead and get these craft into the sky. Good luck, Team Apex. There it is. Competition starts. Hit that auto cam. Take a look at the Inferno Omega. Scrapyard's Revenge taking the lead. R-27 ET is already out, ready to fire. As soon as they can get a heat lock. Scrapyard's Revenge sipping ahead of the Inferno. Kestrel's out. Scrapyard's Revenge diving hard to avoid those missiles. And a Kestrel hit, knocking out one of those engines. Zepho's getting hit by an R-27 ET. Another Zepho's getting hit. R-27 knocking the engines out of the Balmung. One of the Zephos drones is down. Nailed by the Omega Inferno. Another hit. R-27 ET! Boom! Another hit. HPAA slamming into the Balmung. And the only drone left is literally half an aircraft. only weapons it has is the autocannon, and it's heading for the ground. Team Apex showing they came to play. Now 22 being the only weapon left. Oh! No! Oh, dear. Well, I mean, I guess if you're up 2 aircraft. That means that we have our first competitor victory. Team Apex trounces the boss fighter. Woo! Could there be a light at the end of this tunnel? Woo, boy. Congratulations, Apex. So over here we have the JCSO2 Valkyrie team sent in by Mecha Meme. You might remember the Kestrel here from back earlier in the season. It's come back though with the AGU-11s, AIM-54Cs, ASRAMs, and R-27ETs. While the Phoenix Revive is it is indeed a revival of an older aircraft, looking gorgeous with that beautiful paint job, carrying ASRAMs, GAU-22s, 4 HPAAs, and 2 R-27ETs. A very capable dogfighting aircraft indeed. And look at that. It's beautiful. I love those colors. Very nicely done. So, will these guys continue to show themselves as particularly capable? Will our winning streak for our competitors continue? Let's go ahead and get them into the skies and find out. So as we continue on here, I want to be very clear. This is a boss fight. It is hard. It is incredibly challenging. And throwing your craft into this meat grinder and coming out unscathed is a miraculous occurrence. This is meant to be difficult. So don't feel bad if you manage to get your ass handed to you. That being said, congratulations if you overcome the challenge I put in front of you. Even if the boss ends up winning, I'm very proud of everybody who's thrown their hat into the ring. It takes a lot of guts to throw yourself against a wall, and even more skill to break through it. And with those wise words, the competition has started. Let's go ahead and click on one of these aircraft, hit that auto cam. In we go. Checking out the Stargazer Kestrel as its engines finally kick in, moving it ahead there. Kestrel's already flying out. This is gonna get confusing. One of the aircraft is called a Kestrel and it's being fired on by Kestrels. Missile warning going off. Whoa! Proxy hit. Not sure if it took out the engines. It looks like it might have. Kestrel slamming into the Kestrel. Not looking so hot. R-27ET launching, has a very discerning seeker. Uh-oh, Zephos 2! Hit by the Phoenix Revive. The Phoenix, despite not having any engine power, showing it's still not ready to give up yet. Still has a few Kestrels left. Oh! That's a dead craft. On its last legs, the Kestrel's still flying, even with one wing. Balmung is now alone without its 2 drone fighters. AGU-11 coming around. Balmung's not going to be able to easily run away from that TRTE fighter. Something exploded, not sure what it was. Shoots off a wing. That's not the aircraft it needs to be worrying about right now. That is, however, showing the power of the AGU-11. Mecha Meme's team, Valkyrie Squad, wins their fight, netting the second competitor victory against the boss fighter. Congratulations. And here we are, continuing from Mecha Meme with our Mecha theme is Kban Kban branch with aircraft here. This one is the Exion to Barbatos, or Barbados. Barbatos, I like that one. Sent in by Script Kitty. She has kitted this out with some very nasty weapons. AIM 120Ds, HPAAs, 4 of them, the Medusa Heavy Autocannon, and 2 Python 5s. Look at that. And a beautiful, beautiful paint job indeed. Very slick. And then over here, the X-Ray FO8 Guzyan. Or Guzyan? Guzyan? I'm not sure. Either way, looking very deadly indeed with 120Ds, BK-27s, and 4 HPAAs. This aircraft was sent in by my good friend, Maximus Light. So, we have 2 very tough-looking TRTE-powered jets that are going to be taking on the boss fighter. Will anime woo-woo bullshit take out the boss? Let's find out. And there we go. Let's go ahead and click one of these aircraft. Auto cam. Fighter mode. That's not an aircraft. But this is. That's a missile. Ha ha! There we go. Now the TRTE's very, very hot missiles. AIM 120D slapping one of those Zephoses. Kestrel's actually intercepting some of those missiles. Ooh! HPAA taking down that Zephos. Balmung struggling now to get away from the incredibly nimble aircraft. Camera zipping around. There's so much happening. It's unsure what it's gonna do. 2 HPAAs sucker punching the Balmung. Not looking good at all. And the autocannon's now firing. Oh, and a cockpit snipe! Balmung down. That means Zephos is the only thing standing here, and those Medusas are getting ready to fire. Oh, Nelly. Is this gonna be the little drone that could? Or is it going to be just another footprint? Whoa! These aircraft are very nimble indeed, but so is the drone. Even made even more. Whoa, dear! Better not hit each other. That would be, well, very sad. Oh God! These planes! Pulse laser shot. Looks like it did in fact get a hit, but only one. That's not going to be enough to drop it, though. Ooh! Medusa showing it's made of stuff, and the GM is going to kill that any second now as it has no weapons. That means even though the competitor hasn't caught up yet, your winner for this round is going to be Kban Kban branch. Good show, people. And another competitor win. That's 3 in a row. This time, on the opposing side, we have the FJRT-22 sent in by Delta. Relative newcomer. They have 4 AIM 120Ds. They're running with the Vulcan and, well, Droid Corp Vulcan, to be very specific, and 4 HPAAs. Very nasty weapons loadout, and a very simple plane at that. Also appears to be using the XA-101 engine, the exact same engine that is on all of the boss planes. Interesting indeed. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get these into the sky and see how things pan out. And they're definitely far enough away. Let's go ahead and start the competition. 120Ds being launched in quick succession. Could definitely overload those anti-missile systems. Turn off the autocam for just a moment. 120D! Getting in close before the anti-missile systems have a chance to fire. All the Kestrels on the Balmung, we're taken out by those attacks. It means all it's got left are those guns. HPAA is now taking out. Ooh! We have 1 versus 2. And though it was looking pretty close there for a split second, just as quickly things managed to turn around. Means another win for the boss fighter, taking the boss fighter to 5 victories and the competitors to 3. So here we have the FA-23 Tantalus sent in by our lovely friend, callsign Blaze. Very sleek looking plane, honestly. I can't say I hate this design. It's actually quite sleek. Looks very cool. Running with AIM 120Ds, AIM 9Xs, and Quams. And competition starts immediately firing those 120Ds. I mean, immediately. They will loop around, however, to chase after their target above the cloud cover. Very nimble aircraft, these planes, actually. $120Ds coming in. Looks like they've missed. All it's got left here are close-range weapons. Crystals are tracking. And a Kestrel hitting something pretty weak back there. The other Tantalus seems to be taking the brunt of damage here. Close range Kestrel just barely missing. Zephos now flying in, both of them, hot on the tail of the Tantalus. Pulse lasers. Ooh! Whoa! Careful there, little drone friend. And quite quickly, our other aircraft went out in a blaze of glory. And over here on Gryphus Squadron, we have the KFAI-92 Nemo and Nemo Falco, sent in by Korolev. As far as I can tell, very similar to one another here. Heavy plasma cannon, small, so I can only assume that's pulse laser gun. Quams, HPAAs, 4 of them, and 2 120Ds. This one carrying the same loadout, maybe they have slightly different AI. Unsure. There it is, competition starting. Let's go ahead and click on our opponents there. 120Ds being launched. Kestrel's now coming in, and just in time to see a Nemo turn into particulate. Definitely rough. Not really a whole lot to say there. 7-3 in favor of the boss fighter. So these very interesting looking aircraft here on the 15th Air Squadron Lycans, the KMX-78B Ass-Guys. I'm calling them Ass-Guys because, I mean, hey, you know, people like their tastes, and I can't really disagree. You know, what can I say? I like big butts, and I cannot lie. Oh, Kaz, you're so funny. Anyway, moving on, we have AIM 120Ds, ass rams, haha. BK-27's HPAAs, 4 of them on these aircraft. These, I should note, are sent in by Crikey. Very sharp-looking planes. I feel like I'm gonna bleed if I touch them. Let's see if they can carry over that threatening energy. And competition has started. Go ahead and take a look at our enemies there. Boom. Now, for although the enemy is fighting me, they deserve their time in the spotlight. At least to start with. Little drones speeding in, very quickly approaching Mach 2. There we go with the lambs, taking out a few of those missiles. Doesn't seem to be doing much for, the ass guys are getting pounded right now. However, the Balmung has lost half of a wing. It can still function. Oh, another sucker punch from a Kestrel. And those pulse laser guns shredding through that ass guy. I hope they're into pegging. And for those of my viewers who don't know what that is, don't look that up. So over here, once again, we have Batwing squadron with Mistrals B60 and 61. Not sure if they have differing loadouts, but I would assume so. On one, we have GSH-23s, Iris-T's, Meteor long-range missiles, Micah IRs, and R-27s. And it appears to be the exact same on the other. People tend to like to do that. And competition starts. Go ahead and click on one of the Mistrals. And there we go. Kestrel zipping by, not doing much. Missile interceptions are always cool to see. One of the Mistrals getting hit by one of the drones. Second one getting hit by one of the drones. Are any of them still in the fight? Doesn't look like it. They still technically have guns, but they have no way to maneuver. As it stands, they're largely just... well, that one's basically just a cockpit. This one still technically has a gun. And down it goes. Another victory for the boss fighters. And so, here we are, once again on the other side. This is Team Bulldog Boomers with the Bulldogs, sent in by Joan Santa. We're just gonna call him Santa. He's actually rocking the 8AAM, which is a weapon we've not seen very much of this time around. 120Cs. We've got Phoenix's, the DC Avenger, which means it's the GAU 8. Harm AAs, R27 ETs, and R74s and R77s. Plenty of missiles on this thing, as well as those 8AAMs, which, going to be very interesting to see how those play out. And, of course, very big quad engines. Very large, very heavy aircraft. So let's go ahead and get them into the sky. Good luck. And competition starts. And hear those 8AAMs launching already. There they go. Oh! Holy crap! Whoa! Balmung not looking good, and they still have more rounds of that 8AAM left to fire. Zephos being hit by an R27. This could be another victory for our competitors. Balmung not particularly nimble now that it's lost part of its main control surfaces, but it's still pretty fast. Ooh, and a Zephos taken out. The Bulldogs are now basically 2 versus 1 against the Balmung. That's not good. The intact craft spinning around. Now, I have to tell you, the Balmung doesn't have any special armor or anything. In fact, the stealth coating it's made out of has less HP than standard aircraft aluminum parts in BDA. So there's no special armor or anything protecting it from missile hits. Whoa, that Gao 8. Ooh, this could be really bad. Whoa! Where's the missile defense system on the Balmung? Ooh, manages to evade that missile. I think it might have gotten the missile defense system blown off from all the damage it's taken. Another solid hit. This is a brawl. Both these aircraft turning to launch munitions at each other. Balmung now slowly turning around. It could run out of fuel. Balmung is continuing to climb. Its engines are rated to work this high up. Balmung's gonna run out of fuel! The Bulldog might win by a fuel technicality. This fight is being taken to the edge of the atmosphere. Bulldog now closing. It's got its gun selected. Could this be the final pass for the Balmung? And the Balmung hits the ground. Is the Bulldog gonna survive? Oh my god. You know what? Oh my god. You know what? I gotta say, that was a damn cool fight. And in the interest of coolness, considering that my aircraft had no way to actually fight back, I'm gonna give that victory to Drone Santa and his Bulldogs. That'll be another win for the competitors. Congratulations, Santa. By my ruling, you win that fight. Congratulations. Alright, well, these behemoths here, the super heavy aircraft, I think is what that stands for, assault craft, Albatross, sent in by General Zane. These things are pushing the upper limits of what is allowed for the competition here. It has GPU-12 canister gun pods, laser anti-missile systems, Medusa heavy autocannons, MPBMs, R-27 EPs, and AIM-54 Phoenix missiles. These might be the biggest competitor I've seen in quite a long time, so it'll be very interesting to see how they perform. They also have tons of liquid fuel in there, so let's go ahead and start the competition. So the Albatrosses seem to be having some problems, but let's go ahead and start the competition. Wish them luck. Good luck, Albatross. Oh, it's so close to the ground. This is far closer than I would normally start things, but the Albatrosses were just not doing their thing. R-27 ETs actually dealing some damage to the Balmung. Albatross getting killed very quickly. I think no. Yes. You hear those MPBMs? Kestrel hitting that Albatross. Big plane, not very fast. Boing. It is landed. That timer's going. And it may be named after the biggest flying bird, but it's not gonna soar very high today. And another win for the boss fighters, making that an even 10. So here we go with another supersonic spy plane. This is the SR-91 Aurora Boss Edition sent in by Josue, the main missile man behind BDA himself. Aircraft running with 8 AAMs, DC Vulcans, and several Python 5s for its primary weapons loadout. Should prove to be very deadly and very fast indeed. These are also fairly nimble aircraft, despite their size. So, will they win yet another for the competitors? Let's find out. And competition starts. Autocam, go to the Auroras. Very big, very powerful engines on these craft. Switching to dogfight mode. Kestrels are now going. Aircraft doing its best to avoid them. Already seen the spam from the 8 AAMs can potentially put a major damper on these aircraft, overloading the anti-missile systems. Ooh, 120D actually getting some chip damage on the on the boss fighter there. Python 5's coming in, absolutely destroying that Zephos. Zephos very tiny, trying to do its best to stay alive. Anti-missile systems again getting overloaded by the sheer number of missiles being launched from the Auroras. Balmung getting hit again by a proxy hit from those 120Ds. Balmung is fast, but it cannot outrun the Auroras. It is managing to avoid those Pythons, but just barely. Vulcan dealing some damage there. Balmung is on its extension routine now. The Aurora hot on its tail back there. Both the aircraft looking pretty good in the back. Not a whole lot going on here. Except for one of the largest aircraft in the competition doing barrel rolls around the drone. Which seems to be having a very bad day. The Balmung now is, well, in the sights of the Aurora. No more missiles. This is now effectively a guns-only fight. Balmung does have Kestrels. But it's trying to do its extension routine and cannot escape from the Aurora. Losing many, many parts in the process. Its engines have been taken out. Only a matter of time now before the Balmung gets chewed apart by those Vulcans. And there it goes. That means an even 5 victory for our competitors. And with that, we have just one aircraft left. And last but not least, as the sun begins to set here at the round table for this wonderful day, we have the Spearjet Mark 13, sent in by Jimmy himself. A rebuild remake of a legendary fighter design on Team Taiki Law, because of course, it can't be a Jimmy thing without a Taiki. Made by Hearthring Dynamics and looking quite nice. Both of the Taikis here, or rather, both of the Spearjets here, are running with EMLs, Gal 22s, and lots of Iris Ts. So, will Jimmy finally be able to overcome the losing streak that we've seen so far? Will he claim victory? Well, Let's find out. Let's start the final competition of the boss fight. Good luck, Spearjet! And competition starts for the last fight here in the boss fight. Let's go ahead and hit that autocam. Click on one of the Spearjets and follow them in. Managed to avoid the Kestrel. Kestrel actually looping around to try to make a second pass. Iris T's killing one of the drones. It's now a 2v2. One of the Spearjets actually getting hit by one of the missiles. It is now a 1v2. Could the Spearjet actually kill the boss fighter? Signs might point to yes. Only one engine left. Balmung stalling out. Kestrel's blasting the enemy at close range. Balmung is still limping around as the Spearjet dances around it. And there goes the Spearjet. Balmung extending yet again. Cow 22s lighting up the rear of the Balmung. EML hasn't done much of anything, unfortunately. And just like that, the Spearjet stabbing its way to victory against the boss fighter. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while it is not technically a win for the competitors, the boss fight is now over. Kaz, the boss fighter, the Balmung, wins with 10 victories, with the competitors 6. However, I do think that our competitors here showed fantastic sportsmanship and a great capability to overcome very challenging situations. The boss fight was definitely challenging, but despite the odds being stacked against their favor, a few people managed to overcome them. Obviously, the first here is Jimmy, followed by Max and Script, Mecha Meme, Team Apex, Joan Santa by technicality, and Josue. Those are the real winners of the boss fight, ladies and gentlemen. And you know who else are the winners? My patrons! That continue to keep, well, giving me money so that I don't lose all hope and throw everything into the trash. If you would like to continue to see more FJRT content like this, feel free to subscribe to Patreon. The link, as always, is down in the description. But until next time, I've been Kaz, and this has been FJRT's Boss Fight Season 3. Tune in next time for the grand finale. But until then, happy building and happy blasting.